She the one.
Oh, marriage? Maybe? No, maybe engagement?
Looks like Angela Simmons has finally had enough of Yo Gotti's games. She cut him off for good. And honestly, no one's shocked. The streets have been buzzing for months about Gotti creeping behind her back. But now, word is, he didn't just cheat. He might have gotten his side chick pregnant. Yep, there's talk that he's about to be a dad, just not with Angela. Now here's what's wild. Gotti chased Angela for years like she was his dream girl. He dropped bars, made public moves, even went full simp mode to get with her. So you'd think he'd treat her like a queen, right? But nah, turns out he couldn't keep it zipped, and now he's knee-deep in drama. Angela isn't playing nice either. She dumped him fast, and the buzz is she's cooking up a revenge move that's about to shake everything up. This breakup is getting real messy, real quick. And let's not pretend this cheating stuff is brand new. Nope, Gotti's been sneaky for a minute. Back in 2023, Gossip of the City already spilled the tea, saying either Angela had dumped him or he was stepping out on her. Why? Because he was spotted in Vegas, chilling at the Aria Hotel with some nurse he was messing with on the side. So they tried to keep it cute, claiming there was no cheating because they were on a break when all this drama went down. Technically, that would mean Gotti didn't cross any lines, right? But come on, nobody was buying that weak excuse. It fell apart quicker than their relationship. And now, the latest rumors are making this mess even harder to clean up. Word on the street is that this nurse Gotti's all cozy with now, she might be the same chick he was fooling around with back when he was loudly chasing Angela. Yeah, while he was putting on a whole love show for Angela in public, he might have still been keeping that other woman on the low. That ain't just shady, that's straight up foul. From the outside, it looked like he cut ties with whoever he was dealing with before Angela came into the picture. Like he cleaned up and got serious, right? But now, it's looking like all of that was for the cameras.
Hey, how y'all doing? Come on over here, man. Y'all whole squad, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God! Let's go!
Behind closed doors, he may have been running both relationships at the same time. But hold up, it gets even messier. The latest tea is that Gotti and his nurse Boo are actually expecting a baby together. Yeah, he got her pregnant and she's keeping it. No backing out now. And Angela, she did not take the news lightly. Sis snapped. Word is she went all the way off and blacked out on it. According to someone close to the situation, Angela allegedly went off the rails and trashed his spot after finding out. She really thought what they had was solid. And get this, she had already forgiven him once before when he cheated on her with his ex. After that whole scandal, they had one of those long sit-down convos, and Gotti swore up and down that he had changed. He sold her the dream, and she believed it. Next thing we knew, they were back together, all smiles. And Gotti went big for her birthday like nothing ever happened. He didn't just pull up with flowers and a cake. Nah, he dropped a fortune. Reports say Gotti spent nearly $500,000 on lavish gifts for Angela, trying to make everything seem perfect. One of those gifts, a rare crocodile Himalaya Kelly Birkin bag worth nearly $300,000. And to top it off, he matched it with a diamond-studded Himalayan watch worth around $100,000. An insider said Angela was absolutely stunned when she opened the presents. Another source added, Gotti loves to go all out for Angela on her birthday. He's super thoughtful when it comes to gift giving and always wants to find things that are rare and unforgettable. He did all that. Lavish gifts, sweet talk, acting like he changed just to turn around and cheat again. And now he's allegedly got a baby on the way with another woman. If all this is true, it's straight up wild. What makes it even more disappointing is the fact that Gotti chased Angela for years. Like this man was obsessed. Let's rewind to 2015 real quick. Remember when Yo Gotti made it loud and clear in his track Down in the DM? He wasn't holding back at all. He rapped, and I just followed Angela. Simmons, boy, I got a crush on Angela Simmons. He knew what he was doing, putting his feelings out for everybody to hear. He even said, they like, damn Gotti, you bold. F it, I'm gonna let the world know. That line had people talking. He wasn't being slick or sneaky. He made Angela the main character in his song. That part became one of the most talked about lyrics from the whole track. And the internet went crazy speculating whether she'd react or respond. The hype was real. Fans were watching and waiting, thinking maybe this would turn into a fairy tale type story. Rapper crushes on celeb, shoots his shot, and it actually works out. But Angela, she left him on red. No repost, no comment, no nothing. Just full silence. She completely curved him at first like she didn't even hear it. No shade, no reaction, just cold distance. That silence from Angela had folks wondering if maybe they were keeping things private on purpose, just staying low-key to dodge all the public noise. But nope, Angela eventually stepped up and cleared the air. She straight up said she was flattered by the gesture, but made it very clear they were not a couple. So all that public crushing from Gotti, it wasn't mutual, at least not back then. But fans weren't convinced, especially after word got out that Angela and Gotti had actually been having one-on-one convos behind the scenes. That changed everything. Things really started to sizzle when Angela invited him to her FFI brand launch party. And this wasn't some random invite either. Gotti showed up, suited and smiling, and the cameras were on them heavy. They were photographed together, looking real close and comfortable. And just like that, people started buzzing again. That one moment had the internet spinning. Fans were convinced something was definitely brewing between them. After all the bold lyrics, the crush anthem, and Gotti making her name part of a hit song, now he's showing up at her event, all chill and cozy. Social media exploded. Everyone was connecting the dots, assuming things had finally gone from DMs to real life. But once again, Angela didn't let the rumors run wild. She stepped in fast and shut it all down. She made it crystal clear that just because Gotti showed up to support her brand didn't mean they were a couple. According to her, it was simply a respectful move. Just love for the hustle. Nothing more. No secret hookups, no behind-the-scenes dating, just mutual respect. Straight business. Still, a lot of fans weren't buying it. That body language in those event pics had people convinced something was definitely going on. Folks swore they saw sparks. But then Gotti came through in interviews and actually backed Angela up. He admitted he had been putting in work, sending flowers, dropping gifts, trying hard to get her attention. But at the end of the day, Angela wasn't with it. He said she was always polite, respectful, but when it came to romance, she just wasn't feeling him like that. And for a while, fans actually felt bad for Gotti. It looked like he was going all in for a woman who didn't want him back. People thought he was out here playing the sad lover, pouring his heart out, and getting curved in public. But then, boom, the plot flipped. Turns out Gotti wasn't exactly this heartbroken single man after all. Word started spreading that he had a whole other woman in the background the entire time, and it gets better. In one interview, Gotti casually mentioned that he gave one of his baby mamas a cool $100,000 for Valentine's Day. He didn't come right out and say they were still involved romantically, but seriously, who drops 100 grand on someone they're no longer dealing with? That's not just co-parenting generosity, that's giving we still doing something energy. Fans started connecting the dots, and the theory made way too much sense. Maybe this was why Angela never really gave Gotti a real shot. If she had even the slightest clue that he was still tangled up with his baby mama, even if it wasn't official, then yeah, no wonder she kept her distance. That explanation sounded way more real than just she wasn't into him. It gave the whole situation a new layer.
Yeah, he came to my event.
We saw he gave you some flowers.
Yeah, they were really nice.
So y'all not together or nothing?
No.
He shot his shot though.
He's a nice guy, and
Yeah.
I'm flattered by everything.
But just when people thought they had it all figured out, Angela flipped the script hard. Out of nowhere, she dropped a plot twist no one saw coming. Sis announced she was engaged. The internet lost its mind. Nobody even knew she was seriously seeing anybody, let alone getting ready to tie the knot. She had the entire relationship locked down tight. Zero clues, no soft launching, no hints, nothing. And before people could even process the engagement news, she hit the world with a double shocker. Angela was also pregnant with her first child. Back-to-back bombshells had the timeline in shambles. Fans were gagging like, wait, who? And you know Gotti had to be somewhere spiraling. After all that public love, dropping her name in his lyrics, sending flowers, dropping stacks, putting in years of effort, she turned around and popped out with a whole fiance and a baby bump like it was nothing. Imagine being the dude who shouted his crush from the rooftops, only to end up watching her build a family with someone else behind the scenes. Yeah, that had to hurt. Gotti probably saw that engagement post and instantly regretted being so loud about his feelings for Angela. After all those years of putting her on a pedestal, she turned around and built a life with somebody else. And it showed that Gotti wasn't taking it well. He even poured his heartbreak into his track, Save It For Me, and got real in the lyrics. He rapped, Pastor know me, D'Angelo. I thought I had her, man cuffed and married, made me mad. I respected it, I'm moving on. But the truth is, I want her bad. Then he threw in, my baby mama was pissed, I ain't heard the last from her. Whew. So not only was he still dealing with baby mama drama, he was also deep in his feelings about Angela moving on. Gotti had his emotions all over the place. Like, sir, you were out here dropping $100,000 on your baby mama for Valentine's Day, but you're pressed that Angela didn't stick around and wait for you? Make it make sense. Angela was never about to be out here playing sister wife. She knew her worth and bounced accordingly. But Gotti might not have stayed heartbroken for too long because the internet turned its attention fast and started digging into Angela's new man. And what fans uncovered? Woo! Let's just say her fiance's background was not spotless. Turns out his rap sheet was deep, real deep. Reports started surfacing about some serious past charges, including allegations related to women and domestic disputes. That sent up a huge red flag. People were genuinely worried and started questioning how someone like Angela, who built a clean image and came from a well-known legacy, ended up engaged to someone with that kind of history. But Angela stood 10 toes down for her man. She didn't flinch, didn't switch up, and definitely didn't offer any weak excuses. She went public defending her fiancé, saying, yeah, he had a messy past, but he changed his life around. She was locked in, loyal, and wasn't letting the headlines shake her stance. Even when whispers started flying that her fiancé might be cheating on her too, Angela held firm. People were out here dropping receipts, hinting that he was out doing dirt, but she stayed by his side. She brushed off the accusations and kept trying to hold it all together. But as expected, the cracks couldn't stay hidden forever. By 2017, Angela officially announced that they were done, relationship over. And naturally, folks thought this was Gotti's big chance. After all that chasing, rapping about her, and waiting in the wings, surely now Angela would at least give him a shot, right? Maybe a little rebound action, but nope. Angela wasn't checking for him, not even a little. Instead, she kept it moving and started being linked to other men. One of the first was NBA baller Serge Ibaka, and fans were like, okay, maybe now she's switching it up. But that situation came and went so fast, if you blinked, you missed it. Nothing really stuck. Still, Gotti fans kept the hope alive. This time for sure, they said. But Angela had other plans. In 2020, she popped out again, this time dating boxer Daniel Jacobs. And by then, it was getting painfully clear to everyone. Angela's type was basically anybody but Gotti. By this point, the whole saga was starting to feel like a never-ending rom-com. The kind where the underdog keeps shooting his shot and keeps getting curved. It was giving just not that into you energy. Gotti had been crushing on Angela loudly for over 5 years. That's longer than it takes to earn a whole degree, but fans were getting tired of the chase. Like, how long was he gonna keep going? People started asking, when is Gotti gonna let it go? Because honestly, it was becoming exhausting to watch, let alone live. And for a minute, it looked like Gotti finally got the memo. He started dating someone new, a woman named Yaya Sandoval. Social media was buzzing, thinking maybe, just maybe, Gotti had finally moved on from Angela. Yaya even made it official by posting a New Year's photo with Gotti on Instagram. But of course, the comments weren't letting it slide. One nosy follower chimed in with, I thought he had a crush on Angela. And Yaya clapped back quick with, not no mo. But hold up, Yaya might have spoken way too soon, because just 2 weeks into the new year, Gotti flipped the switch and dumped her. Yep, the same guy who was supposedly over Angela was back to being single again. And here's where it gets real interesting. Right around that same time, Angela had split from boxer Daniel Jacobs. And just like that, it finally happened. After 7 years of waiting, Angela decided to give Gotti a real chance. Fans went crazy. The timeline lit up like, we're finally getting the fairy tale ending. And honestly, at first, it really looked like the fairy tale was coming true. Angela and Yo Gotti were everywhere, posting up on vacations, showing off matching outfits, and ringing in New Year's 2023 together like they had finally made it to the finish line. The energy was cute, the vibe was locked in, and fans were cheering them on like, okay, this is it. Angela even opened up in interviews, sounding all smitten. She said, I mean, I love him, I'm happy, I'm in a great relationship, so yeah, I'm happy. Like, I'm cool. I learned in life just to go with the pace of where you're at. You don't have to rush anything. When things are meant to happen, they happen. She wasn't rushing down the aisle, but she wasn't ruling it out either. And fans were here for it. She even called Gotti her inspiration, saying, he's one of my biggest inspirations. We just get each other. He's a hustler. I love watching him. He inspires me to do better, be better. I'm really happy with him. I think he's a great person. No, I know. Everything sounded perfect until it wasn't. Because just when folks thought this was finally Angela's happily ever after, the first cheating scandal popped up like a bad plot twist. And right after she had taken him back the first time, Gotti's name got thrown into an even darker mess. Suddenly, he was being linked indirectly to the murder of fellow rapper Young Dolph. The accusations hit the internet hard, and the hip-hop world was in shock. As the court case played out, things got even messier. Allegations started flying, and the pressure was intense. But the real bombshell dropped when Cornelius Smith, one of the suspects in the case, took the stand and dropped a major claim. He said Gotti's brother, known in the streets as Juke, was deeply involved in the whole thing. According to Cornelius Smith's explosive testimony, Gotti's brother Juke allegedly put out a $100,000 hit on Young Dolph, basically kicking off the entire tragic situation. That claim sent shockwaves through the hip-hop world. This wasn't just some rap beef anymore. This was next-level serious. The idea that Gotti's own brother might have been behind the scenes orchestrating something so deadly, people were shook. But it didn't stop there. Smith went on to testify that he and his alleged accomplice were promised $40,000 each for the hit. But when it came time to get paid, they were given just $800. $800. That right there made the whole situation even more grimy and unbelievable. Even though Yo Gotti himself wasn't charged or directly tied to the crime, his name got pulled into the drama heavy. His connection to Juke had him under the microscope, with fans and media questioning everything. He went from rap star to possible insider, and people were side-eyeing him hard. Folks started wondering, how much did Gotti really know? Was he totally in the dark, or was there more to the story? Online chatter turned into full-blown speculation, with fans digging deep and throwing out theories. And if it turned out Gotti had any prior knowledge, even if he didn't lay a finger on anything, it could legally put him in the line of fire, like an accomplice by association. At this point, fans were pleading with Angela to protect herself and her child. They were begging her to get out, to run, before things spiraled even further out of control. The streets were whispering that Young Dolph's team might be looking for payback. And with everything swirling around Gotti, people feared Angela could end up as collateral damage. But even with all that danger in the air, she still didn't leave. Angela held it down through the cheating rumors, the murder trial headlines, and now, after all that, Gotti allegedly went back to his ex and is starting a whole new family with her. Not Angela, not the woman he chased for 7 years. The same man who once put Angela on a pedestal ended up giving his forever to somebody else. That's a betrayal on a whole different level. And still, Angela stayed by his side, putting herself and her kid in harm's way, only to be played again. It's messy, it's heartbreaking, and it's got people wondering what it'll take for her to finally walk away for good. So now we gotta ask, do you think Angela's finally about to cut ties and put herself first? Or is she gonna keep riding for a man who clearly didn't ride for her? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We need to hear from you. And if you made it this far, don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video.